You are listening to the number one podcast made by two guys 40 plus who should have been voted Sexiest Man of the Year. You look stunned.
Yeah, because it would have had to have been one of us, not both of us.
Well, we could both.
We could have been co-Sexiest Men of the Year.
Yeah, it's possible. Why not?
Has it happened?
No, but we could have been the first. We could have started a trend.
Guess we should bring that up.
I think we're more attractive than Abbott and Costello.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of any other pairing that would take us out.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
But I'm actually kind of, in a non-sexual way, kind of into this Paul Rudd thing.
What specifically?
I'll tell you in a second. Okay, and we're back. But before we get to my man crush supposedly on Paul Rudd, you know what time of the year it is? It's getting a little cooler outside.
Yes, it is.
The leaves are changing.
They are, and falling.
And you know what's coming up?
Yes, I do.
What's coming up?
Thanksgiving.
And what better way to carve a turkey than to use the Mighty Carver? The Mighty Carver electric knife is fitted with stainless steel blades and an ergonomic handle to make turkey carving easy. The Mighty Carver was invented after a family get-together where no one wanted to carve the turkey. With the Mighty Carver, everyone wants a piece of the fun. With dishwasher-safe blades that snap out with a button, the Mighty Carver is the easiest electric carving knife to clean. And you know what? We're very into the Mighty Carver, which you told me about last year.
I told you about last year.
Yes.
I saw them the first time when they were on Shark Tank. It grabbed my attention. It is the coolest piece of cutlery that you can possibly imagine. I do not like the kitchen, but I'm looking to get into the kitchen
with the Mighty Carver.
Right. Like, I'm just thinking, like, what can I do? Like, I'm actually picturing taking carving to a whole new level.
Really?
Yeah. So let's say I have a steak on my plate and I'm eating, with the family.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a fork on one side and the Mighty Carver on the other. I'm no longer using a knife.
Not only that, we got a great gift for our audience. If you go to mightycarver.com and use the code word aging, you get $5 off your order.
Oh,
order it now. It's a great gift. They're in stock. They are not having supply chain issues. Order it now. You get it right in time for the holidays, for Thanksgiving. Use the coupon code AGING and you get $5 off your order.
It's definitely worth it. And the thing you have to remember is it's not just for Thanksgiving.
Christmas is coming up.
Anytime you make any type of like a brisket,
yes,
or a big piece of steak,
or a bagel.
It's like bagels. I mean, you can use this thing for everything.
Very exciting.
It looks awesome.
Okay, now getting back to Paul Rudd.
Yes.
Which I'm excited about. Like, I'm not saying, but I look at Paul. I love his movies. Really, he's
a very good actor.
Yeah, he's a very good actor. But he seems to be like the more of the everyday man.
Yes, yeah, that's
you know what I mean. Like you and I, for instance.
Oh,
I'm not what
you think we're like the everyday man.
Well, no, it's not like they're picking like a Tom Cruise. Or like Brad Pitt, all these.
So you're saying Brad Pitt's better than us?
If my wife, she might say he's more attractive than I am. It's possible. I don't take offense to it.
I mean,
I don't think my physique is hanging up in anybody's bedroom anymore. Anymore. Back in the day, maybe.
You mean like back in the day when you were like really in shape, you were hanging in like, girls' college dorm rooms?
You never know. I could imagine it might be. I don't know. I can't prove it, but it is possible. But I'm saying, like, Paul Rudd, like, he's in it. Even for a woman, he seems to be an attainable person, is what I'm saying. He's more of like the everyday man.
Somebody you could approach on the street and
say
hello.
Right. Exactly. So, it's kind of, I saw him, and I love his movies.
All of his movies are great.
Yeah, Ant-Man. Very good. Going even back to what was the one?
I'll tell you the one that I really like.
Which one?
That he was in. This is 40.
Oh yeah, he was great.
Is that what it is? So
yeah.
This is 40. That was the.
Well, you and I at the time, it was a very relevant movie to us.
Yes.
I remember when it came out. It's 8 years ago. We were just in that 40 range at the time.
I highly recommend for the demographic that we're shooting for, not the demographic that's actually listening.
Yeah.
If you're anywhere near 40
right,
and married, kids, whatever.
Yeah. It's the same argument.
It's unbelievable how much they nailed it in that movie.
I mean, it's the same arguments that we have.
Always.
Yeah.
It was spot on. It was should have won an award.
Yeah, I don't think that was an award-worthy movie.
But I don't think you can go wrong watching it.
No, I think, you know what, for a younger generation, it might be educational.
Yeah.
It's a real take. It was a real take on marriage. But kids, the whole dynamic.
If you're 30 years old and you're recently married.
Yeah, you don't know shit.
But the problem is you're going to look at that movie and you're going to get very depressed. Because you're going to say, oh, my God, this is what my life is going to turn into.
Yeah.
But if you're 40 or older, you're going to look back and laugh at it.
Right.
So you got to be very careful.
Because if you're in that, let's say 35 to like 50 range, you're like in the shit.
Yeah.
You know, you're in it right now. Yeah.
But, you know, if you're still newlywed and there's no kids involved or.
How naive, now that you look back, like how naive do you think you were when you first got married? I mean, come on. Now that you look at it, you look 20 years later.
I'll put it to you this way.
Okay.
It's not the person that I married. I married the correct person.
Okay.
As I think you would say the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. It is everything else that comes along with it. Mm-hmm. I had absolutely no clue.
Okay.
I mean, it's, you know, other than, you know, you're coming home to this person at night.
Right.
You don't know anything.
No.
Not even close.
No. And then throw in like a kid. Once you throw in like that, and you know, it's pretty cool. Like you're married, you're newly married, and you have that like one baby. And you're playing, you know, a 2-on-1.
Well,
that's different.
I'll tell you where reality hit and my wife was like, what is it with this guy?
Yeah.
We got married a couple months later. You know, we're in an apartment.
Right.
Went for the dog. I wanted the dog. She would say she knows what it is to raise a dog.
Okay, was it the pugs that are alive today?
No, they'd be 20, Ken.
You never know.
But no, it was our Shih Tzu.
Okay.
And it was this little baby furry thing. It was really cute.
Really brings a marriage together.
Really? No, it almost tore ours apart. Bring it home. Next day, we left it at home and just went to work.
Okay.
And my wife was like freaking out because she's like, we can't leave a puppy. You can't do that.
Yes, you can.
So like I put it in the kitchen.
Right.
And I set up a barrier with the food and the water and I came home.
Boxed it up.
And it was just like not good. But the worst part was this is where I screwed up.
But you had coming into this, she was a dog person,
and she knew that this was not the way to do it.
All right, so what made you in the first place decide to go get a dog? It was just like feeling hey, I'm married now. I have this feeling of independence. I got somebody else to help me.
Dog, and I was like into this dog, and I found a breeder. But so as soon as I came home the first day, I saw the dog.
Yeah.
I mean, Doug was not trained, obviously.
Right.
The house was a mess. And I went out to the gym.
Okay.
My wife went insane. She's like, you just got home. Yeah. This 3-month-old puppy has been home by himself for like 10 hours. You leave to go to the gym? What are you doing? Well, and like she's right. She was right, but it was looking back on it.
Well, that sets a bad precedent now. Because this is just a dog. Imagine how much you're going to neglect your kids.
Right.
I got yelled at when I came home tonight.
Oh, so did I.
It wasn't enough that
and I didn't even leave the house.
Oh, so you got wait. You got yelled at post work, and you didn't even leave your house.
That's right.
How did you screw that up?
Why do you think I came over here so early?
I know, right? How did you screw that one up? At least I have. Tonight was like over 2 hours in the car to like have a mess up. Isn't it amazing? You know what I find? I'm in the car for over 2 hours, and I walk in the house, and like I didn't do anything, and like I'm already wrong.
Of course.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I was just making small talk at the table tonight, and
inappropriate small talk.
No, just small talk, and she started getting upset at me
What was the small talk about? Here we go.
I said I got an email today from she has a Toyota,
right,
the Highlander, and I told you she's on her third one because I kept going back and saying, okay, yeah, I'll just take another one. I'll just take another.
Right.
Because it was just an easy transaction. They gave me the price that I wanted. And I said, I got an email that says they'll buy back our car. But those are the mass sent out emails.
Yeah.
She goes, so let's do it. She just wants to get, she
wants to get out of the car.
She wants out of the car. She's been in the same car 3 times.
Yeah.
We went black, silver, black.
Oh, that's understandable. I'm finally. I'm in the midst now of my car shopping experience, considering I've been in the same car for 8 years and 144,000 miles, and have been driving the same caliber of car going on 14 years now.
Right.
So I'm upgrading out of it into something where I drive every day, and I drive in the rain and snow. I'm actually going to get an all-wheel drive vehicle.
Oh, well,
yeah, smart.
Welcome to the 21st century.
Yeah.
But the problem was back to the arguing. Yeah. She's like, "So are you going to do it?" I said, "No."
Uh-huh.
She wanted, she wants to get rid of the car.
She
wants out, and I understand why. The lease is up in May. I'm like,
oh, you got so much time.
I'm like, let's just wait until May. There's a shortage. There's this, we'll get you something that you'll like with new buttons. She doesn't want, she's not, it's not that she's looking for something fancy.
Right.
She's just looking, she said, I haven't hit a new button in like 9 years.
I get it.
I understand.
You need a change of scenery.
Yeah, she does.
I was just happy in the car that I'm driving now. I can't believe it's been 8 years, but it actually has Bluetooth.
Huh.
Yeah. So I do get my phone calls.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have like Apple CarPlay or Maps or anything like that.
All that stuff.
Yeah, and I just keep telling my wife like over and over, like I get texts in the car.
Yeah.
And like I can't text.
No, you can't text.
I can't text back. I don't have that kind of technology.
I think even with the Apple CarPlay, with the talking back and everything, I still don't want to text while I'm in the car.
Right.
You got to concentrate on driving.
Well, that's the problem. I only saw 3 accidents today.
Only 3?
Only 3.
Which for around here is like a light day.
Yeah.
So you got in pretty quickly.
Yeah, right. It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah,
and it's not going to get any better either. And not only that, like more people are on the road, and like 2 of my ways of getting home have been like totally cut off now because of road construction. It's brutal.
Yeah, it's and what's crazy is that most people are working from home.
Yeah, but nobody's taking mass transit. But speaking of that, I know you're big right now on the mass resignation.
The great resignation.
The great resignation.
Well, I find it very interesting.
But I have some other information for you that you might be interested in.
Ooh,
okay.
Do tell.
So these are stats coming out of Indeed.com.
Go ahead.
52%. Or something like that, of people that are looking for jobs can't find a job.
I would completely agree with that.
And do you know the reasons why?
No. Well, I mean, I do.
Okay.
I have my own reason. Like, I think that all the jobs that are open are for like these high-level computers.
No. People, the workers, are demanding too much from the employer.
Oh, I can see that.
They want to work from home. Like 60% of the people applying for jobs now want to work from home.
Right.
But not every job is a work from home job. Not every company is a work from home company.
It's not, but people are like, you could do it. The job could be right.
Right.
The position could be right. The pay, everything matches up. They go, but you have to come into the office, and they go, no way.
Right. And it has nothing to do with being scared of COVID or anything like that.
Nothing.
It's just this.
COVID is.
It destroyed. It set this bar so high for what employees are asking for.
COVID, yes, it's about the.
But there's still. It's
virus.
still. Yeah, but it's still.
But it changed life.
It's for some people, but some people still have to, some companies still want you to work. If you're going to be a salesman at a clothing store, guess what? You have to go to work. If you're going to be a bartender, you still got to go to work. But it's like people also are transitioning from like a bartender job or a sales job, want to go into a corporate job.
You can't do that.
But they're trying to do
it's
it.
It's not going to work.
Well, they're trying. They've had people on, but they're like, but I want to work from home. But you don't know what the hell you're doing to begin with.
You know, because
the whole thing doesn't make sense.
I've actually had a lot of people, I'm sure you haven't had this, but I've had a lot of people who have come to me and said, I need your help. I'm trying to get this job that they're not qualified for, and they haven't done this type of work.
Yeah.
But they're like, could you help me with my resume to make it sound like,
you know,
and like you can, and you know from hiring people, you can read right through.
Oh my God,
you're not gonna fake it. Yeah, it's impossible.
You know what the best was? You want to hear about faking it? So I had a guy come in, right? I didn't recognize the name, and I'm like, okay, I'm going through his resume,
okay,
and I saw he worked for me.
Does he know that he worked for you?
I don't know. So, but so I go through the resume. And apparently he ran my lighting department.
Well, you always said your best employees are the ones that you don't know.
Right. But so I'm looking through the resume and it's like, blah, 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 like, head of lighting. And I'm like, so he comes, I had to get him to come in. And I'm like, I asked him, I said, this is what, he's like, yeah. I'm like, you ran my lighting department? He's like, yeah. I'm like, we don't sell lighting. I'm like, what did you put the light bulbs away one day?
Explain to me.
We sell like regular, like, he's like, yeah, I ran your whole lighting department. I'm like, what, the light bulbs? Come on. I swear to God, true story.
Oh,
it's awful.
I've actually heard of stories where somebody was being interviewed.
I love retreads.
And it was at a high level.
Yeah.
The job wasn't at a high level, but he was speaking to a very high level senior executive at the company.
All right.
And
he was trying to BS his way through the interview.
Worse. He said, I worked with so-and-so, who was like, I guess he was like dropping a name that this person would have known about.
Yeah.
He said, is that right? He goes, you know what?
Let me call him.
I happen to be very good friends with him. I'm going to give him a call right now. And he called him on the spot, and the guy said, I have no idea who's sitting in front of you. Never heard of him. Called them out. People called them out.
Must have somebody said drop a name, this and that. Never knew. Oh, that's bad.
Oh, yeah. People do that all the time, and they think they're not going to get their bluff called, and they do.
But people have to get back to work because you know what came out? That Fry thing. The Fry robot.
Oh, let me tell you.
Yes.
The longer people, let me tell you, you're 100% correct. The longer people are going to say, this isn't enough, enough, they're going to lose their jobs
AI,
to
baby.
AI. And at McDonald's, you want to start your career, you start making some money, you get some experience. All those jobs are going to go away because they're going to get all automated now because those companies are not going to just...
Out.
I've seen it. I know exactly.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's from White Castle. They've got a robot making French fries. But those are good. You know what? Those are. I have no problem with anybody. Like if you're working at a fast food restaurant, I think it's a great job for a teenager. If this is the only job that you can get, that's fine. You're working the job, but go do it.
But go do it. Don't depend on other things like stimulus. Those things are not going to. And I'm not saying that people who don't work. Listen, going to get a job is a very difficult task. Yeah. It is really hard.
It is.
And, even today, like when you go on interviews where it used to be 2 or 3 interviews, it's now like 7 or 8 with presentations or here's a scenario or here's a problem. They expect you to know the tech world. They expect you to have a massive amount of contacts.
Right.
It's a lot. But
I wouldn't know. I haven't been on one in 25 years.
It's very...
Because I'll just come in and point.
Yeah,
the pointer will work. I'm telling you, the pointer will work.
It would.
And they're going to point myself right at it.
You're going to be pointing by yourself because everybody's working from home.
Yeah.
So, but it is very difficult. But I'm just saying, if you have the opportunity to get a job, because I noticed that if you fall out of the labor force for just like a month or 2, you lose track. You fall behind. Yeah.
You think it's like those kids that go on, like I'm not going to go, I'm going to take that year sabbatical before going to college and just never get back into it.
But you're starting with no experience. But if you're somebody who has a family and, you're middle age, you've got your 15, 20 years of experience, and they say, no, I'm just going to, or
but that's the other thing
that's dangerous.
That's the other thing that I heard. Like companies don't want like new hire. They want experienced, where I think previously,
they wanted to get rid of the old people.
Guys. Now they want them back.
Now want them back because they have the experience. They don't have to train them.
They don't have to babysit
and they'll
them.
Pay let's say somebody's making, I'll make up a number. Let's say you could hire 2 people at $75,000 a piece instead of keeping one person at $170.
Right. Now they want to go the other way.
Now they want to go the other way because they don't even want to deal with it. Yeah. They don't know, because they haven't been in the office culture. They don't know what it's like to take initiative and go on your own and make things happen.
So you think this upcoming generation, this whole, let's say it's going on 2 years now. It's just like totally turned the workforce almost upside down to whereas guys were considered dinosaurs
in their early 50s
are now wanted because of the experience.
Yeah.
And I think there's also a different attitude.
I put into 3
work ethic.
There's 3 segments.
Yeah.
There are the people who are 10 years and into getting close to retirement. Then you've got the middle age like we are. You know, we've got families, we got kids that are.
So you have incentive to work.
And then you've got the really young 30 and under crowd. Yeah. The 30 and under crowd are saying, I don't want anybody to tell me to do anything. So they're just dropping out and living off of whatever they have. Our group, we have to keep working. Yeah. So we keep going. The people that are nearing retirement, they're just like, I'm out. I'll retire a little early. Instead of, retiring and get a convertible, I'll just stick with the car that I have.
Right.
And that's
which might be a Toyota.
Which if you're in the market for a Toyota Highlander, I've got a very nice one.
Just email Jeff
at the real low mileage.
Just how do you have low mileage? We're over miles.
You know where I live and where my wife works?
Oh.
Think about it.
My wife has done like 35,000 miles in circles.
Over how long?
36 months.
Where does she go?
We can't figure it out. Maybe I should start tracking her like you do.
No, I definitely don't. I have no tracking on her. I have no idea where she is.
Well, what? No, I thought you used to track your wife. Oh, right. That was put to bed.
I never tracked her. It's just that I one time knew where she was. So, hey.
Yeah, and we saw how well that went. Well, you can catch us at The Real agingimmaturely.com. And that's going to do it for today's episode of Aging Immaturely. If you have a product that you would like to discuss on air, please email us at agingimmaturely@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Aging Immaturely.